Good morning, everybody. The August 23rd, 2016 Board for Lease of Texas Parks and Wildlife meeting will now come to order. First item on the agenda is number 1, which is approval of the minutes from our last meeting on June 15th. Assuming board members have had a chance to review and assuming no comments, questions at this time, I could entertain a motion to confirm these minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve the minutes. Next item on the agenda is number 2, consideration and action on bids received from the July 19, 2016 oil, gas, and other minerals lease sale.
Good morning. I'm Robert Hatter with Energy Resources. At the July 19, 2016 oil and gas lease sale, staff received 2 bids. Here's maps of them. One for Lockhart State Park in Caldwell County, and another for a portion of Chaparral Wildlife Management Area in Dimmitt County. Staff, if you look at these areas, they lease the entirety of Lockhart State Park. It has been leased in the past, and you can see there's some development. It looks like there may be a channel sand that runs through there. However, both of these provide for no surface use, so any development would have to either be done by directional drilling or by entering into a surface use agreement with Texas Parks and Wildlife. Chaparral, you have quite a number of, this is Eagleford. This is a shallower sand. This is down in the Eagleford. There has been quite a bit of development in the area. There's currently existing leases on portions of Chaparral Wildlife Management Area where there have been Eagleford wells drilled. The portion that was leased at the lease sale is this area in here to allow for additional drilling of wells that will be drilled from off the lease on the Chip Briscoe's ranch is up here, and they've entered into an agreement. That's Anadarko has entered into agreement to use surface within the Briscoe Ranch to drill in, so there will be no surface impacts to the park or to the wildlife management area. There are again 2 bids totaling $176,986.04 for 537.37 net mineral acres, which is a per acre average of $329. Staff's reviewed the bids and recommends the board accept those bids.
On the Lockhart lease, you had mentioned that there was a prior lease. Is it a separate producer that is seeking to lease this, or?
No, that lease is expired. There's been, we have on record about 3 historical leases. Those are the ones in red. The current existing one is the one in blue, but those have terminated. Those are just prior leases. So it has been leased in the past, but those leases have all terminated.
Did it recently expire, or they let it go because of?
There was one, Jesse, do you remember? They forgot to pay the delay rentals, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it just terminated by its own terms.
Within the last year, I think.
Yeah. And on Chaparral Wildlife Management Area, the entirety was leased by Chesapeake about 5 years ago, and it has terminated except as all of this is open now. Except this is leased to Statoil and Talisman, and then this is all leased to Anadarko. They've also drilled 5 wells under an unleased piece of property. Parks and Wildlife owns 1/6 of the minerals. The Light family owns the other 5/6. So they do have a lease from the Light family, but there is no lease on this tract from Parks and Wildlife. So what will happen is an unleased, undivided mineral interest owner, they'll back in for a full interest, that 1/6 interest after payout of those wells, if that occurs.
I know there were some problems in the past with the kind of the surface agreement. So will they take this lease subject to entering into a surface agreement, or?
No, there's no surface use allowed for in the lease.
Okay.
So any wells drilled on these tracts, they're only interested in this area because
Okay.
the Eagleford starts getting rattier as you go this way. These wells aren't even economic. They will drill from Mr. Briscoe's ranch.
Okay. So
If they wanted to enter into, they'd have to get with Parks and Wildlife and do a surface use agreement, which they tried to do in the past, but at this point, Anadarko's not even interested in going in the wildlife management area.
okay.
So that's not an issue, or shouldn't be an issue anymore.
Any other questions at this time?
Questions?
I'll go ahead and move to approve the staff's recommendation at this time.
I'll second.
Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 2. There being no further business before the board at this time, this meeting is hereby adjourned.